Hey guys, Jason back for another statue review. Today we're reviewing the amazing FAYE Valentine by First Floor Figure Studios, of course from Cowboy Bebop. Before we get into it, if you guys are enjoying the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps my channel, appreciate it. I just need to say this right off the bat, okay? There is a Netflix Cowboy Bebop show that's being produced right now. Listen, I'm not gonna be a hater. I'm not one of those people who is against artists taking their own or approaching existing material with their own angle, but forget that FAYE Valentine, okay? This is FAYE. This is the FAYE that everybody knows and loves, and this has been executed perfectly. For those of you who are not familiar with Cowboy Bebop, it is a short run television show, anime, that came out, I believe it was in the early 2000s. I didn't actually see it the first time through. I watched it again after the fact much later. But it's an extremely popular show. It is super stylish. The animation in this, it came out in that time of anime where they really hit the sweet spot. The animation was super snappy. Action was really fantastic and fluid. But they weren't doing a lot of the cheats that you see in modern anime these days. A lot of it was just still like action was fully animated, scenes were fully animated. Just an absolutely beautiful show to watch. The music is killer. A lot of really cool jazz written specifically for the show, mixed with some other types of very interesting music. Just unreal. And then the story, it's a bit of a, there's lots of action in each episode, but it's a bit of a slow burn as to who the characters are and getting into their backstories. But by the end of the show, you're just like blown away. I won't spoil anything, but like there are definitely some subtle little twists and turns that happen in the storyline. Each episode is its own episode, but there's definitely a through line and a story throughout the whole show. And it gets more and more sort of revealed as the show goes on. So I couldn't say enough great things about this show, and I can't say enough great things about this statue. I have two other statues in this line. I have Spike Spiegel, who is the main protagonist, and then I also have Jet Black, who's his sort of buddy, and he's the one that owns the Bebop, the ship that they're all on. But this by far is the best one. So I will, I just realized now that I'm saying this, I've done reviews on both of those other statues and I haven't even uploaded them yet. So this is gonna go out first, and then I'll definitely upload those later down the line so you guys can see what my thoughts were on those. Let's get into the review of this statue. Again, absolutely perfect example of FAYE Valentine. From head to toe, just really takes that 2D model from the show, has represented it in 3D perfectly. My favorite part of the statue is her portrait. Her portrait is so spot on to the animation model, in my opinion. I was a little bit worried about that because it's really tough to get 2D art in a 3D form. It's not always executed properly, and especially in anime, it's just, they have this look that's really tough to replicate in 3D. Her portrait is perfect, and like I said, for me, that's the most important thing. The portrait's fantastic. If you look, her hair is really, really well sculpted. Nice strands. It's not bordering on realistic, as it shouldn't be, but it still has enough interest in it to make it look more than just a flat sort of a chunk of hair, which is always the risk when you're adapting anime to a 3D model, right? So then you go down, and her clothing, again, this is FAYE's clothing. She's supposed to look a little bit risque. She's supposed to look a little bit sexy, not like what this shit they're doing on Netflix. And again, whatever, they can do whatever they want. It's just not for me. But this is what FAYE should look like. She was this character personified. She was a sexy woman who used that to get what she wanted. She was a manipulator. She was a bit of a scoundrel, but ultimately really likable, especially as you start to learn who she is and you find out her backstory. So her outfit really pops from the rest of her because it's a very shiny material. I'm not sure if it's showing up on camera, but it's completely different from the rest of the material or look of the statue. Super shiny, super glossy, It's got the, I mean, again, it's just replicated perfectly from the show. There's little hints of like draw lines as if it's taken straight off the pages of the anime. You can see sort of how it's kind of replicating that look. It's almost like, I'm not sure if you guys remember cell shaded graphics in some of the video games that have come out now and in the past 10 years. They kind of try to replicate that 2D look in 3D. That's kind of what they're going for here. There's the little cross hatching on different parts of her that I think gives it a really, really cool look. Balancing that fine line between capturing that 2D look in 3D. Her shirt pulled down over her arms, very classic Faye. Looks really, really nice. The folds in her shirt are really well done. You can see the little stitching in the sleeve that's curled up. Great detail. The straps that basically come up and hold her pants in place are really well done, well painted. There's no messy painting in these areas at all. Really well done. Shorts again, similar to the shirt, that glossy look, really, really well executed. The little frills around where they're kind of pulling together is all super well done. Even in her butt, like the way it all just kind of like, it's loose in some areas and hugs in others, just like the show, just like her character model, awesome. As you get down into her hand that's holding the glasses, really nice. There are very few flaws with the statue, so I'm not going to do a what's wrong with the statue section of this video. I'll just mention them as I see them. There is, I can't tell if it's paint, a little bit of messy paint around the glasses, or if it's a hole where the glasses kind of sit, but it looks a little bit sloppy. And actually, while we're on the subject, up around her sleeve, where the sleeve meets the arm there is a little bit of overpaint onto her arm. Now, I'm not sure if that was just necessary to hide a bit of a gap there. It looks like it was, but if you look closely, that is a flaw. Those are the only two things that I found on this entire statue that could be considered flaws. Otherwise, everything is really immaculate. So we'll continue where we were going, down into her legs. I love her stockings. They're fucking awesome. Just a slightly different tone and a slightly different look in terms of the texture to her legs. And I like how where the stockings meet, the skin in her legs just pull in slightly. Little details like that really make statues for me. And I think it's so well done. Her boots are great. The blue on it is really attractive to look at. It goes really well with the sort of softer tones in her stockings. Just top notch. The details in the boots, again, fantastic. I won't get into that too much. Her base itself, this is fun. So this is the computer that the members of this team on the Bebop, they're essentially bounty hunters. This is the computer that they're always using to pull up the next bounty, and it's sort of fun to have this. Something interesting about this, okay? So this screen has a number of names on it. It says, okay, first of all, it says Ganymede Police Department, which is the police department that Jet Black was formerly tied to. He was, like, I guess, an officer or something with that police department. And it's the police department that they have. Jet's always kind of talking to his contacts there to get information on some of these people that they're hunting down. But what's interesting is there are a number of names in here, and I Googled it to see. None of these names that I found have anything to do with Cowboy Bebop. So it's interesting. I think probably that the team that created this statue probably put these names in here that maybe meant something to them. So I don't know what a lot of them are, but Longoni, I looked up, is a company that makes pool cues. I don't know if that's what this reference is, but interesting. Samsara is a Sanskrit word that means rebirth or something like that, which is, again, interesting. This is my favorite. They got Thomas Wayne in there. Amazing. Our favorite superhero's father, obviously. And then there's J. McWhorter. Now John McWhorter, I believe his name is a fairly famous linguist that's in the media a lot because he not to get into politics here, but he talks about things like wokeness, and he sort of I'm not gonna say he's anti-woke, but he talks about these things in his speeches. So I think that's kind of interesting. I don't know if there's something there, or if this is just referring to something else. And then Gin-a-Q, I couldn't find anything about that. So anyways, interesting little tidbits in there. I don't know what it means, but probably something to whoever created the statue. As we keep going down, this base, this bit here, I don't know, I guess it's just a piece of the ship. And then, as with all of these first four-figure Cowboy Bebop bases, the sub-base has little clips from the show, which I think is really, really cool. Really nice detail. This one's yellow. The other two are up there. So I can see Spike's is blue, Jet Black's is green. And there's one more of these statues coming, which is Ein and Edward, which is really fun. So it's basically the dog and then the young child that is also a part of the team. I believe that's the last one in the series that's gonna come. And I'm really looking forward to how that one turns out as well. And I'm sure it'll be a different color again to the base. So when you put them all together, which I will do later, I'll get them all and I'll kind of show a little clip of them all together to show you guys for reference. But I think all the different colors together are gonna look really great. Yeah, again, I cannot say enough good things about this statue. I am just blown away. It's by far the best in the line. At this point, maybe it's just the fact that it's new, but it's one of my favorite statues right now. I love Faye as a character. I love this statue. So let's quickly talk about the swap outs that she came with, because I did get the exclusive version, and the exclusive version came with 2 swap outs. The one swap out is you can pull her gun out and replace it with a little Betamax videotape. And I don't want to spoil the show or the reveals in Faye's story at all, but I will just say that this videotape does play a significant role in explaining her backstory, because as it turns out, she doesn't remember a lot of her history. She has some sort of amnesia. So I'll just say that when you're watching the show, you'll see about this tape. And then to sort of piggyback off that, there's a second screen that you can put on here with the exclusive version, and that is, without spoiling anything, a little clip from that tape. And it's just, I don't think that it's spoiling anything to say that it's just it's an image of a young girl, a young Faye. Okay, I'll say that, it's a young Faye. But you really need to watch the show to understand the significance of this. But it's very cool. It's a really, really awesome exclusive add-on. I think probably what I'm going to do, because I really like Faye as a bit of a badass, but I love this sort of element, the sort of like callback to her story. So the way I'm going to display it is like that. She's got her gun, she's ready to kick ass, but she also has a soft side and has a bit of a deeper backstory than what you initially think about her. So that's it. The only other thing that she comes with is this authentication card, card of authenticity. I don't know. Does anybody actually register these things? I never have, but I guess it's nice to send. It even has like a serial number to show that it's legit. Cool. Okay, so guys, I forgot to show you. This is the collection of the 3 of them together that I have so far. Again, Jet Black was the first one they released. In my opinion, the weakest of the 3, but still good. Spike Spiegel was the next. To me, a big step up from Jet Black. Really embodies the character well. But then we get to this new FAYE Valentine, which just knocks it out of the park. If you can't tell, I'm really pumped about this statue. I couldn't be happier. She's so great, looks really good with her companions here. So there you have it. This is how she scales with them. This is how she looks with the group. Can't wait to get Ed and Ian in and add them to the team to kind of close off the whole Bebop crew. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, again, please comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys thought of the statue. Is there anything that you would have changed if you were making this statue? What do you guys think about this version of FAYE, the sort of original version, versus what's coming out on Netflix? And yeah, I look forward to hearing from you. So until next time, later.